lately I've been giving you all news that most other news stations and people find to be the most relevant about our external world. But how is it that all these things that we learn about the external world and all the urgency around them are actually helping us with our very deficient and lacking state of peace within? How are we to actually be there for those that are suffering the most when we don't even know how to be there for ourselves? I get people telling me all the time, I have a lot of anxiety, I have depression, I have a lot of anger coming out, I don't know what to do with it. I'm feeling frustrated at all the people around me and I'm taking out my anger on others. And I feel that this has to do with what's happening in the world, but I don't want to just blame it on that. I feel like I need help. So many people are contacting me asking, what should I do? Is there a breathing practice? Should I do psychedelics? Do I need to find some kind of guru? And the biggest thing that I tell them is really what's happening right now in the world is we're planting seeds. But we get to choose how those seeds grow up. In fact, in a sense, we get to choose, even after the fact, what seeds those are that are being planted. Because anything from our past can be used as a tool for our future in any way we choose, but we don't see how we choose those things. So in this episode, I am going to really show the internal world, the state of peace that we can plant seeds in order to grow. Because we really do need to create. If you guys watched the last deeper dive, I was talking about the internal world being the access point to actually make more change in the outside world than going through politics or writing angry letters or going online and blasting out what it is that we think. It's the inner world. So in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to plant seeds of peace. If you like that, smash that like button, comment below, share the video out to all the people that you feel really need this at this time in history that we're in right now, and get ready for an episode of Waking Infinity News. Alright, welcome back to Waking Infinity News. I'm your host, Ben Joseph Stewart, and like I said in the intro, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about a damn thing that's happening in the outside world. This is about how we respond to what seems to be pretty consistent. There's always something urgent. If you're somebody who watches the news all the time, there's always something urgent. It's always somebody else's fault. You're always the victim, and there's nothing else to do other than vote for the right candidate. This is it. This is all we can really do. In the future, I'm going to get into some debates to show that there are even things on other sides of the political aisle that can be beneficial for us to consider and in a sense, bring up as a topic of discussion. But in this specific episode, I'm going to focus on those things that emerge from within. As we're looking into the outside world and all the topics that seem to irritate us, cause for there to be alarm inside of us and worry about where the world might go. This drip feed of very scary news that's constantly coming at us. What does it do inside of us? What kind of seeds does it plant? And how can we take the power back so we can turn them into seeds of peace? Now, you may not see and be able to use the fruit of what it is that you sow, the seeds that you sow. You may not be able to actually get the benefit from it yet, but this is where the practice of patience is not just important, but it's actually an integral part of the entire process of planting and watering seeds of peace. You're not going to get the benefit right away, but that's actually how the path towards peace starts. So let's dive in. Seeds of peace. Why did I choose that title? What does it mean to plant seeds of peace? What is peace? Well, I chose this title because lately, even I've been struggling. My struggle is very specific. I feel like I don't have enough time. Like I don't have the bandwidth. like I'm on high alert for what comes next. I feel impatient because I make the statement about having no time in my head. I feel irritable because I have very little bandwidth. I feel panic when I'm on high alert, but don't know exactly what I'm stressed about. And then I take all those feelings and I encrypt them into the fibers of my body, into the behaviors of my unconscious moments. I then react defensively to attempts from others that are often just people truly trying to help me and reach me on a soul level. I get good at arguing against people's logic. I find that when I feel like I win an argument, that I actually won something. When every time as it matures, I end up realizing that it's a dance. It's not a fight at all. But both sides deeply want harmony. And that is me denying my side beneath the logic of wanting to win. I'm afraid I'm defending something that I don't even care about. How humiliating if they find out. So the ego never wants anyone to find out and never seeks real healing. Well, I need peace. I don't need to change. I need to surrender to what's already there. The healing, the peace I need is present. It's already beneath all of the urgency that I'm feeling. There is nothing that needs to change other than my lack of surrendering to the peace that's already here. I'm fighting myself, and unfortunately I'm losing and winning. This is so necessary to my soul, my nervous system, and my loved ones, that I'm done waiting for my peace to be delivered to me. So now, with my words, with my intention, I call forth true peace. I call it forth in the only manner that seems timeless, the breath. With each breath, I bring in peace. Not force, not more than necessary, just enough, with just the right amount of presence. With each exhale, I send forth all that peace to others, indiscriminately. Doesn't matter their race, their color, their creed, their gender, their age, their political positioning. I send peace out to the world. Not starting with my family or those that I love, but those who need it most. It matters not my preference, just like a flower gives its essence. It doesn't stop to ask why or to whom. It just gives. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go the thoughts that cause you to be in the next moment rather than this one. If you came for peace, let the moment be now. If you're driving, consider doing this later. If you're hustling, surrender the urgency to complete your task without surrendering the task. Tell yourself with every breath, the hurry is not mine. I'm not bound by time. I am the moment. I am the here. I am the now. The goal is slightly less important than the path itself, but only slightly. This little adjustment, rather than throwing away the urgency, causes for you to still be effective and respectful of your plans, but even more respectful to your body that makes the whole journey possible. So with that, you don't throw away the tasks at hand, you simply make your peace more of the priority. Give thanks with every breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the concepts go that you can only handle so much at once. As you breathe in, feel the open spaces within. As you breathe out, let go the death grip on your goals and hold it like a child. You needn't race to nurture your child. The bond is made with gentle patience. Breathe in. Breathe out. let the center of your presence sink down your spine and into your belly. Place your presence just below your navel at the crown of your pelvis. There lies a seed of peace, and with every breath, you give it a little sip of water. Breathe in. Give it sunlight. Breathe out. Give it rain. Focus on that spot in your belly. Hold it like a newborn. Now take all of your frustration, all of your anger about the outside world and your reactions to it, all your impatience and irritability towards the way things go and others around you, all those standards that you've placed on yourself, all those fears that you won't measure up to what you're supposed to. Breathe all of it inward into the heart. Tell it thank you for the lessons. Thank you for what it brought you, and send it back out as you exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember that you didn't come here to be perfect. You came here to feel and experience and live life fully. You came here to play and to give love, to connect and create something beautiful, something the world didn't have before. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are who and what you came to be. It's there. It's not something that needs to be built or worked on. It's there, beneath all of the stress, beneath the fears, the urgencies. I know we've been scared. I know the world is a tricky place to navigate. I know that time seems scarce, that resources seem scarce, that the world seems scary. But beneath that, feel the peace. The key to that peace is your breath. So one more time, breathe in and breathe out. All right, how was that? Did you actually do it? Did you breathe each time? Did you focus on the words? Did you allow for it to at least penetrate so you can understand where the frustration, where the anger, where all of these things stem from is not out there. It is within. We do have control over it. We have dominion over it. We have willpower. We're simply not putting the puzzle pieces together. And the best tool in order for us to do that is breath along with visualization. That's why I gave you words along with the breath. Because as we breathe in a relaxed state, your nervous system opens up and it allows you to encrypt new messages into your body, messages that aren't of scarcity, that aren't of fear and worry and how things may go wrong. It's actually showing you that the rightness of the moment, the correctness of the world, the beautiful, pristine construction of your life, it's all here. It's like a dirty home. The home is there, simply needs the cleaning. And that cleaning comes through breath and proper visualization. So, the reason why I want to give you this is because a lot of the times I'm giving you the news. I'm giving you all the things that are happening in the outside world. And for the most part, I'm not giving you as many of the practices that you could work on within. So I know you come here for news, but I hope you're actually coming here to become a better human, to learn to know thyself. You can do that with the news, but only if you have a balancing act with it. It has to be the breath, has to be your discipline. Too many news stations, they don't stress this. They don't mention it. They say, it's a given. Of course you need to find a way to balance it. But don't come here for any of that. Well, Waking Infinity News is different. We need to be good to one another. We need to bring compassion and harmony to the planet, to the people, especially to those who we think don't deserve it, because they probably need it the most. We need to be good to ourselves as well, how we talk to ourselves, the kinds of ways that we hold ourselves to certain standards, the ways that we push ourselves into believing that we must be something that perhaps we're never meant to be that. But how do we come to even knowing that we're doing that to ourselves in the hustle bustle of daily life? That's the point of this episode. If we don't slow down and breathe, if we don't have a breathing practice, a daily meditative contemplative practice where we can actually plant seeds of peace, water those seeds of peace, then we're just going to keep developing within us what we're given from the outside world. So then you have to ask, are we getting what we want from the outside world? Or do we need to build that outside world from the inside? That's my vote. I think we already have the power. And every time we say we give our power away, it doesn't mean that it's power we can't get back in an instant if we simply remember who we are. That's what the breath helps us do. Those seeds of peace, that's what we came here to plant. I know you didn't come to Waking Infinity News to make the world a worse place, to push more against those sensitive, volatile, triggered places in society. No, we came here to do the job that nobody else realizes is the only job. It's the only thing we must do. Create peace. Give harmony. Radiate love. All those vague topics that many people talk about, but they don't give practices in order to integrate them into daily life. That's what this is. I hope you appreciated it. That's all I'm going to say. Head over to benjosephstewart.com. Become a member. Because when you become a member, you get access to all the deeper dives. And the deeper dive on this episode is going to be Franz Barden's book, Initiation into Hermetics. And in that, I'm going to show you several practices that are actually Hermetic principled practices that allow for you to tap into your spine, soften all the musculature around it, and let it teach you something. The spine is a teacher. How many of us are actually listening to it? Get involved in the Discord chat. That's where we have these conversations with the community. It's a greater conversation around it. Mind you, I don't read the comments below. I appreciate if you're sending me good comments. If you're sending me not so good comments, I appreciate that as well. You're all welcome, but go to the Discord chat if you actually want me to read your comments, and I'll listen. It takes me a while to get back to it, but I will listen. So, with that being said, all I can say is I appreciate you. I have the utmost gratitude for all of you, even the ones that I don't believe are doing the good work. I know that deep down inside, if I continue to say this message in a way that is relatable, not triggering in any way, but reminding us how we are all one, while also being very diverse and dynamic, then maybe it'll start sinking in at a subconscious level, and we'll start taking the medicine that will heal the sickness of society in ways that we didn't even realize. Maybe we'll all just start singing one day, harmonizing with one another, peacefully non-complying with things that we don't agree with, things that we find damaging to society, culture, our remembrance of our past, and our direction into our future. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. I really do. And I'll catch you next time on Waking Infinity News.